Welcome to another one of our documentation-style vlogs. This time around, we're going to show you our bicycle tour through the city of Bordeaux. It's located in the southwestern region of France in the Nouvelle-Aquitaine region along the banks of the Garonne River. To the rest of the world, of course, it's known for wine. So much so that they name a type of wine after it. But there's a lot more to see in this place than just wine. Okay. It's Saturday, September 20th, and we began our tour in the Mériadeck area of the city, close to our hotel. Our bikes and the accompanying tour guide were provided by Bordeaux Bike Experience. From their shop, we cycled through parts of the city and enjoyed our two-wheeled iron horses for a bit before making our first stop, the Justice Palace, or what we would normally call a courthouse back in the States. This is where the citizens administer justice and conduct court hearings and trials. Just a stone's throw away, we stopped at our next historical landmark, the Cathedral of St. Andrew of Bordeaux. Our guide explained to us more about the history of its construction and why the tower is built separately from the church itself. The structure was built in the 11th century and survives to this day, but unfortunately we weren't able to see the inside of it the whole time we were here. They use it for high-tech light shows, which you need tickets and reservations for. So it stays closed most of the day while they do preparations and rehearsals. Still, it's quite impressive from the outside.
We're on our way to the bell, I guess.
From there, we snaked through the city eastward towards the river. One of the things we enjoy the most when we do these bike tours is just the joy of riding through beautiful scenery, whether that's nature or historic streets. Bordeaux, just like other cities in Europe, give you this sense of history where the modern is combined with the ancient. Everything from the facades to the streets you're traveling on reminds you that mankind has been here for a while, and we're passing through areas that have seen its share of human history as far back as the time of Christ. Approaching the river, we biked through the Saint-Pierre district and stopped at what is known as the Big Bell of Bordeaux. This massive structure was built in the 13th century and was one of the original city gates, known as the Door Saint-Éloi. It played a role in many major events in Bordeaux. A fire alarm in 1774, call to arms during the French Revolution, a warning when danger was approaching.
Saturday morning, about 10 a.m., going down this main avenue. Just kind of have to be careful. People are watching out for cyclists. Look at that, kids on a bike.
Continuing westward, we rode to the Cantaloupe Plaza, which was having a Saturday market. This is a place where locals buy and sell fresh food for local consumption or for restaurant supplies. We visited this neighborhood the day after and learned that this is one of the most diverse neighborhoods of the city, so you've got a good selection. Along the way, we just caught a glimpse of the Basilique Saint-Michel, a 16th century Gothic church. Of course, right now the tower is undergoing maintenance to keep it stable. According to our guide, they've been repairing this for quite a while now, and they're adding an elevator so tourists can go up and get a view from the above. We finally reached the riverfront and got some background on the Pont de Pierre Bridge. Literally translated, that means stone bridge, although in reality, it is made mainly of brick. The bridge was commissioned by Napoleon Bonaparte himself and was the first of the city. Constructed between 1819 and 1822, it has 17 spans. Anyway, the spans make it possible to cross the River Garonne. There are no vehicles allowed across it today. Only the city tram, pedestrians, and bicycles. That's because it's actually sinking. But a years-long project by the government is working on shoring it up. So let's enjoy it for now and hope it doesn't sink all the way into the 20-foot deep waters. On the other side of the Garonne River, still a part of Bordeaux, we were treated to more modern and current features of the city, such as historic buildings which were converted to other uses rather than demolished. Also in this part of the city, we followed a beautiful bicycle trail west, then northward, following the bend of the river. I must say, cycling in Bordeaux has been a joy, as you see so many people on bicycles. That's a normal transportation option, so much so that drivers and pedestrians expect them, and cyclists don't have to do so much to be seen, so it's a lot safer. Our next stop was this area called the Darwin Ecosystem. Here's where people made good use of existing structures again for public good. This place was once a military base, barracks and military buildings. The military left and nobody knew what to do with all this infrastructure. So rather than turn it into a ghost town, a private investor was able to secure it and turn it into a public space for artists, artisans, performers, eco-sustainable living structures, small business retail, even a skate park. I'm sure there's some private money in this, but of course, it's a beautiful thing when private and public interests come together with hardly any waste.
All right, here we go, gravel riding. Here's a local brewery, La Lune.
In 2013, Bordeaux opened Europe's tallest and longest vertical lift bridge, the Pont Jacques Chaban-Delmas. It spans the River Garonne at the northern part of the city. The central lift span is 117 meters and weighs about 4,600 tons. It gets lifted about 53 meters up to let tall ships pass through. It was named after Jacques Chaban-Delmas, former Prime Minister of France and former Mayor of Bordeaux. Riding through it, of course, is like riding through any major bridge in America, with wide bike pedestrian lanes on the side, and you're not impressed until you see it in action. Whenever you see genius infrastructure like this, it makes you appreciate the role of government transportation agencies in the life of the citizens. And we've got a few of these genius bridges in Seattle too.
Okay, looks like we're heading back to the city, but on the way there we're going to pass through this shopping center beside the river, Bordeaux Village.
After crossing the bridge westward, we rode south and entered the Chartrons neighborhood. It's another interesting area where you wish you had more time in the city to explore. Our guide then led us through to the Bordeaux Public Garden, a sprawling greenery in the middle of this concrete city. It has bike paths, trees, water, small animals and all, allowing folks to experience a little bit of nature in the middle of the city. We also found out that Bordeaux wasn't always this bike-friendly. It took a concerted effort over the recent 20 years or so to get the city accepting bicycles as legitimate forms of transportation. Like most cities in America, Bordeaux was constructed for the automobile. It's nice to know that a lot of cities are now making themselves less car-friendly and more bicycle and pedestrian-focused. After we exited from the park, we rode into this alley for our last stop, the ruins of a Roman amphitheater dating all the way back to the 2nd century, called the Palais Gallien. Why it was named that way is surrounded by legend and mystery. One was that it was named after Charlemagne's wife, Gallienne. The other is that it was named after the first Bordeaux king's wife. Either way, they found that the original palace was built to hold 22,000 spectators and was built to hold various Roman events like gladiator fights, animal hunts, and theatrical performances. And this is all we have left of it. And that was it. After that monument, we just snaked our way southbound through the city to take us back to our neighborhood, the Meriadeck. This bike tour was a true highlight of our European trip, not just because we got our workout in the midst of the vacation, but because we learned so much, saw a lot, and got to experience a little bit of life on the local roads that tourists never get to see. We do hope we can do bike tours at every city we visit in Europe in the future, and encourage you to do so too, if you have the opportunity. So thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this little glimpse into our trip to Europe in 2025. And so we'll see you all on the next vlog. Bye!